live from the USA, helping you get paid every day. This is the boss of Bitcoin, the Cristo of crypto. It's your boy BK. And if you don't like me, you must not like money. Thank you for joining me, everybody. I'm going to stumble through this thing, like I said, on the first little test. This is my first live stream in the better part of a few years. So if you can heed these words, let me know the sound is good. I'm not doing any live video, so I don't think we have to worry about buffering. Hopefully my audio transcribes cleanly, and you can see like the frames in the background. It's literally just kind of like a little PowerPoint, like it always is. But I do got this little chat pulled up, so if you pop in here, let me know how the audio is, and we can keep it on wheels and keep on rolling. So without further ado, if this is your first time tuning in, congratulations, baby. You are now rocking with the best. My name is BK, also known as the Crypto Trader. Now I'm the boss of these charts, as you'll soon find out. Every day I grace this microphone with my voice. There's another day you can profit as a result, and today is no exception. So it's a big undertaking. I think I'm looking to recreate the moment that was dissipated into the ether, back in 2017. And when I look at what's happened since then, I think the only thing that can be certain is we were right. I came on the air, back when Bitcoin was like $5, $6, $7, $800, $1,200. I remember when Bitcoin broke 2,000. That was a big show. You know what I'm saying? Then we hit 5,000. Then we hit 10,000. And it just kept going up and onwards. Right now, we're sitting north of 43,000, and it's still relatively cheap. We still don't have a Bitcoin ETF. We don't have a U.S. jurisdiction officially endorsing crypto and or blockchain technology. And we still have countries that are, head fast against their citizens obtaining it. So you literally kind of have like a chess game happening in real world with societies and civilizations, because you have countries like San Salvador, that have adopted Bitcoin and started buying it on behalf of the government. You have companies like MicroStrategy, that are literally buying the landscape of the next iteration of society through their adoption for blockchain technology. It's interesting that their name is MicroStrategy, when Bitcoin is a digital, currency. So it's kind of like the only one strategy, just keep on buying, don't sell it. Even Super Mario was running through them pipes, just collecting them gold coins. So that'll let you know, like, the message has been set in the ether. And I think, we're coming up on a paradigm shift. So the question starts to be asked, is this pullback good for crypto? I think, if you just, is that a top signal? Hold on, we got a live chat. Boss of Bitcoin, boss is back. Is that a top signal? No, it's actually the inverse. I don't come on preaching false gospels when I think a market is overexerted. In fact, I do the opposite. I say this is probably the best chance in your life to buy most of these revolutionary technologies. And I just made a video yesterday telling people to go buy ADA, Cardano. I think it's the inverse. I think, we have a lot more people that are going to be coming around, trying to learn about Bitcoin, trying to learn how to trade, trying to learn, how to transcribe their value into blockchain-based equity. And so I'm, coming back just to help preached the gospel, the good word, one of Satoshi's disciples. What can I say? So this is, this is the boss method on a 3-day chart. And you can see, even though we had this last little pullback, over the past, 5 days, and really, if you look at it on a closer level, more granular level, this is a 33-minute chart. Oh, and shout out to the one guy who told me to take off the magnet, I think, before my thing was like locking to the numbers. But apparently, you just click that little button right there, and you don't got to worry about it. So shout out to that my man who helped me out on the last video, because I was kind of frustrated with that. Really, we just have, horizontal consolidation. This is actually a bullish signal. So that's, the answer to the thumbnail inside the first 2 minutes. No, I think this is more indicative of a continuation pattern than anything else, especially with Bitcoin. You know, I compare it a lot of times to a EKG machine. Actually, the chart where what we have is an energy circuit. When we're actually looking inside these charts, you know, people don't realize, but energy is currency, is the current of the sea, is water, is energy. You know what I'm saying? It all go back full circle to energy being water, and financial activity being conducive to the flow of such said entity, i.e. water. So I say all that to say this. When you have an EKG machine, right, you got this beep beep and then pause, beep beep, pause. But when you look at it, it's really three simple pieces: breakout, breakdown, flatline, right? Flatline is continued in such said space and time until you get the next breakout, right? So it's really only three parts: breakout, breakdown, flatline, right? They have flatline, breakout, breakdown, flatline, but you can almost put the flat lines together and just, you know, synapse the whole equation. And so now when we start to look at crypto, right, this is what, dang, 50-50, I guess wrong. This is what we're looking at. How come this ain't move 11 drawings? Oh, that's it. Okay. Gotta relearn everything. Breakout, breakdown, and this is about to be our flat line, right? So in all actuality, it's like a sine wave. You see that? Breakout, breakdown, flat line. Now, once we get through that piece, the next part of the equation is normally a continuation breakout. Now, what still needs to be determined, you know, and this is on a 33-minute chart, so this is all quick energy. You would have to be concerned if we made a lower low right here. So again, when I'm talking about this breakdown, we still have to consolidate. So basically we form like a wedge right there, right? And then when you form that pattern, one of two things is gonna happen, right? You're either gonna break through the ceiling or you're gonna fall through the floor. But the market has to make that decision for you. But what I think is starting to happen here, there you go. I'm supposed to have a 2.6 here. I don't know what happened to my 2.6. I gotta rebuild all this stuff. Yeah, it's supposed to be 2.2 to 2.6, not 2.4. This is a zone. It's supposed to be like an intermediary zone, but somewhere in here. That's going to be our consolidation zone. And once we get through that, then we hit our head between the 3.2 and the 3.6. So then we start to go somewhere up there. And that's going to be between 52 and 54. But if you remember in the last video I did, this is kind of like a cool down zone for us because we have a lot of top-down energy from the last local high, right? So once we crack like 48, 49,000, we got that all the way at the top. This one right here, right? This is basically where the market is right now, trying to fight through it. But if you remember, this was a long time. That was a lot of capitulation. This was basically about 5 months worth of energy before it decided what to do, and it decided to go down. Now on the other side, we probably won't need 5 months, but just remember that you have just as much volume on that side with the potential of replicating itself here. So this is by no means, you know, set, sealed, delivered, and we're off to the races. You know, it's really just starting to look at like what are the different psychological thresholds we have built into this market. And that was a big one right there. So in actuality, I think the cool off is normal, you know, as you can tell on a boss method. This is a 343-minute candle. This thing is still a buy. In fact, it's a strong buy because not only do you have the white over the blue, you know what to do. You also have the 231 coming and it's building momentum fast. So it's basically giving all this energy up to support and boost the market up. And you could see Bitcoin break through here, probably within the next couple weeks, maybe before the new year. Like last time we went on that big crypto run right before Christmas. It cooled off at Christmas, but this time it could be the opposite because people are expecting this Bitcoin ETF to come in, and that's when you start to look at what's happening in the markets. They're talking about mortgage rates are dropping down, which means consumers have more disposable income. You have gas prices decreasing. All accounts to different narratives that support more money coming into the market, right? Waterfall, right? Essentially, and again, this goes back to water. In the world of digital marketing and customer acquisition, digital media campaigns, they have this thing called the waterfall, where you start with a big pocket of money, right? And each rock represents a different decision that the customer makes, or a different product that you have, or a different conversion, or a different tactic. And by the time it gets all the way to the bottom, you have this whole sea full of successful converted customers, right? But essentially it had to run through the entire process. I think that's what we're starting to see happen with crypto, is more money is becoming accessible, right? And because money is a, quote, liquid asset, it can flow freely through whichever medium or channel, water channel, it chooses. This is why we start to see, kind of expected increases happening in the market. Like the usability is very good. And now we're starting to see some real world partnerships come through, and real world supplementary variables work in the favor. Like, 2 years ago, this was the opposite. Nobody had any money. Nobody could get the materials for houses. And it was a completely different scenario. Now, 2 years later, we start to see, well, okay, price of Bitcoin done doubled, since 2020, right? Now, what happens next? I think we still have a narrative. Bitcoin could easily get, to 40, 50,000 on this next cycle, probably double top 64, where it fell off the cliff back in 2021, and start to climb higher. I think once it breaks mid 60s, and probably go hit his head on 95, right? Then it's go shoot for triple digits, right? But again, I think we were correct in our early assessment that this is a game changer. This is a world-renowned technology that has already changed the world now and forever. Like, blockchain is here to stay. They're only building more and more and more iterations of it, decimating it throughout society. Like, if you looked at post office QR code, you know what I'm saying? Like, every stamp that you get, every piece of mail that goes through their system now, might as well be equipped with blockchain technology. Like, anywhere you see a QR code, you see it on your receipt, you see it on a package slip, you see it on a commercial on TV. Just replace this with blockchain, because whatever process they're running in order to engage you through that QR code, whatever platform they're identifying that data with, already is synonymous and interchangeable with blockchain technology, and can be done probably much more cheaply than whatever protocol they're using right now. For all we know, USPS is already on the blockchain, and the government has been building out this infrastructure and capabilities for the last 5 years. We're just now starting to see it as the customer. Again, we are at the end of that waterfall. We weren't a part of all the decisions and the intricacies that were made to propel and move that water forward and displace it throughout the environment. We just see what's on the ground floor, right? But there was always a plan in motion to push that energy from the source to the receiver, right? So I think the more we become cognizant of what these plans look like and what these processes and procedures look like and can be observed as, we can start to disassociate ourselves with the viewer of our own world and our own life, and start to understand it more so as the designer. Right? Because Bitcoin is one of the best products ever bestowed upon humanity, and it was a better design, right? It wasn't an accident that it came out when it did. It wasn't an accident that it came out how it did. It wasn't an accident that it came out anonymous unbeknownst to anyone, right? And it's a opt-in acquisition. Nobody could put a gun in your head and say invest in this Bitcoin. Nobody had the privilege of being born into a country where Bitcoin was the default status quo for exchange of currency, right? It changes the whole paradigm because now people are able to ideate on what may or may not be possible by such said society that they are co-creating for themselves, right? And if these words resonate with you, then just know that they're not falling on deaf ears, and this message is all for a reason. I think this is one of the most prolific times ever, and that's why I'm gonna build this channel back up to being one of the top aggregates for accurate and useful information in the internet, right? Because change is here. You know what I'm saying? They said we was getting with Obama back in '08. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that was 2012. I forget last time I voted. Wasn't recently, I tell you that much. But no, I think that was like '04 he ran, right? '04, '05, somewhere in there, '08. Anyway, and they was talking about crypto. They wasn't talking about the puppetry. You know what I'm saying? Bob came through, puppets done left the building. Like, crypto is here now. They still got puppets masquerading as politicians. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. But, I digress. So, one thing I wanted to let you know, if you made it this far through the video, first of all, thank you. I'm going to start giving away some more free money in a minute. So the way we do that is on the #1 Bitcoin group in the world, #1Bitcoin. We got about 20,000 people in here. When I do my Bitcoin giveaways, I do them in this group. So all you got to do is get in the group, share the post when I post this video, and you will automatically be entered to win every day. Somebody go win some free crypto is my effort into the ether to help people. If you give somebody some free Bitcoin, then all of a sudden they got to buy a wallet, download a wallet, to get it from me. So that's what I got to do. That's the price I paid in. So be it. We also have a Telegram group. I will leave the link for you in the description, and I am starting a new profit package. I don't know if the graphic will be ready by tomorrow. I'm going to try for it to be, but if it is, you can go to bossofbitcoin.com, VIP trading groups. Bam! There you go. $50 for the first month. Same price as 2017, so you see inflation ain't even hit it yet. Get it while it's cheap. Like I said, I think I'm gonna do I don't know if I'm gonna do 7 coins every 7 days, because this market is a lot more methodical and slower. I might do 14 every 14, but you still get the value, and you kind of get like a sniper shot at being successful in the market. And that's my biggest goal, is to try and help his people have as easy as a time, understanding how to navigate the currents of the waters that be. So that's it, everybody. Oh, if you in the live chat, I wanted to help try to reward you guys. Give me a couple coins to chart, and we could do a couple charts while I'm on the air. I don't even know how many people we got on the chat, but hopefully we got more than 0. If we got 0, that's cool too. But no, we got some people. So somebody give me a coin to chart. I'll throw that up there, and we could see what's going on. And then I gotta let you guys do some shout outs. And then if you're in there too, you can shout out to City. I'll shout you guys out. Let's see XRP. All right, let's XRP, right? It's interesting. So XRP, as quiet as it's kept, has been very, very, very quiet. And I think that's indicative of a pretty big move coming up. They had their lawsuit, and from what you would hear, like the XRP lawsuit, like that should be favorable, right? Yeah, that should be favorable for the future of XRP. Like, a lot of people, feel that this was a good sign for Ripple. Like in July, Ripple was handed a pivotal victory that it is not a security. So basically it can operate outside United States jurisdiction, and the token can't be, criminal, essentially. Like the IRS or the SEC said, okay, we're not going to take you to jail. Founders of Ripple. Binance, on the other hand, Not so much. Not so much. It's funny when rich people go to jail. Am I the only one that like think that's like? I mean, I'm not saying that he should, but I just think it's a paradox in our society when you actually see like Martha Stewart sending her old rich ass in jail. Like, how that happen? How that happen? You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's like Batman, where straw men take over the city and they making all the politicians walk on the ice lake. Like if this turned all the way upside down, I could really see some stuff like that happening. Like oh you was the owner of Amazon and you ain't paid no taxes to America? Okay, okay. How many dollars you owe us? That's you get $1 each day for jail. You know what I'm saying? You and the board members of your company. So it'll be interesting to see like what happens. How do we rectify the situation and the crimes upon humanity? Nobody knows yet. Following this, SEC was denied a request for an interlocutory appeal. Then in October, the SEC dropped its securities law violation and basically allowed Ripple to continue moving on. Now, what's interesting is if you remember a token called Library, right? Oh, they shut them down. Library was essentially the new YouTube on the blockchain set up. You know what I'm saying? And they shut that all the way down. Alphabet Boys, you know, they don't call them Alphabet for nothing. Alphabet Boys said, oh no, oh no, you ain't gonna take our $1 trillion baby and decentralize it. And so Library, you know, definitely didn't get the same legal endorsement that Ripple got, that XRP received. So it's just interesting to see, you know, those that have been selected to continue to exist and those that serve as a gentle reminder that no, you are indeed not free. You know, your freedom is an illusion to keep you trapped in your own cage. Now get back in your cage and go back to your voting booths every 4 years, please and thank you. Okay, SEC, what were we talking about? We're gonna do XRP. That's right. All right. So XRP. Yeah, it's like we used to be able to get like all this data on a daily, but you know, we can't even do that. Look at that. Goodness gracious. The glory days. Yeah, and I think their lawsuit stuff came out, what, like 2020, 2019? When did the SEC first sue XRP? Because I think that's useful to know. 2020, right? So we can almost just put a flag in the chart. Let's do this, yeah. But I think the people that knew about it, like, they normally know before it actually happened, you know? But he said these, yeah, that's why it tanked. Like, SEC didn't sue him until, like, over here. Ripple was already down, like, 85%, you know? Let's see. Yeah, down 75% before that happened, over the course of 2 years. But it was forming. Like, if that wedge would have held, you know, that's definitely a pretty good area to buy into. You know what's... it's speculative at this point. It's like you would think it has to go up eventually. You would like to hope. But to be honest, it's a lot better buys. Like, now you're getting into like 3 years of not doing anything. Normally I like to equate this stuff to water, but when you look at what happened over 3 years on the other side, like, it did everything it wanted to and then more. And so now I would say just wait. Like, if you're going to buy XRP, then you buy it when it makes a higher high. You see it has that double top right there. So if I was going to buy XRP, I would buy it above that price. And keep in mind, this is a daily, right? Daily average. But yeah, if I'm going to get into XRP, I put a limit by when it breaks like 2,500. I mean, if you wanted to jump on it early and wait longer, you could do it down there. But for me, if I'm going to play this, because by the time it gets above that price, it'll have some market momentum behind it. But it could ride between, what, those levels for another 6 months, you know? And now we're actually starting to see some money flow back through these coins. Like all it's doing, you know, is kind of just waving up, waving down, waving up, waving down. So while it's cool to, you know, swing trade 5 or 10%, you know, I think it's getting to the point now to where you don't necessarily have to do that to be successful and to have, you know, some good opportunities. So I think XRP, you know, it's a long-term play, definitely. But if I'm going to buy it, then I don't want to wait. So, you know, I want to buy it above that line, because just as fast as it came down, once it goes up, it's usually the exact same proportion, right? So just wait it out, you know. They got time on their side. They're still a top 10, top 20 coin. So I don't think it's nothing bad with the economy. It's really just a matter of when the big money fiduciaries start buying it again, you know. And the good thing about them is we could see when they come in, because we have the 231. That's what the 231 is. The 231 is essentially M1 money. This is Wall Street, right? The 7 is the day traders. The 77 is the hedge funds. The 231s are the fiduciaries, the JP Morgans, the Wells Fargos. You know, are they in right now? Yes or no? And right now, they're not, compared to when they were 2 years ago, 3 years ago, right? And they systematically got out over the course of a year so they wouldn't take the hit when they're paid for politicians, you know, took the court work, right? That's when all that happened. All the money was already gone. See that? You talk about some insider trading, like, well, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Martha Stewart said you can't do that. She pretty sure you can't do that. But hey, I digress again. I'm sorry. Let's see. Kevin Moonlight. What do you see as a top performer for the next breakout? That is a great question, Kevin. Great question. I just made a video on one of the coins that I do see as a big opportunity, and I just did that video 2 days ago. That coin was on ADA. Did a price analysis and let people know, you know, how fast I think it's gonna break out. You know, what price it's gonna go to. You know, and that's literally like the last video. So I'll tell you what. Once I edit this one, I'll try to remember to put a frame in, a card that has that link. So again, is this pullback bad for Bitcoin? I would say no. I think it's just healthy in the economy and the process, the path that Bitcoin's on right now. You know, I just showed you when you have those that M2 money, that white line right there, that solid gray area. That means the whales are back in the building. You know what I'm saying? The billionaires have entered the chat, right? And that's when you want to start looking at buying again. Bitcoin is literally at the top of its own, the cryptoverse waterfall. And so as Bitcoin starts to make more money, you know, as we make higher lows, as we continue to break through local highs, you will start to see a lot more money come off of Wall Street and go onto the blockchain. And we say, come on in. The doors are always open. You know what I'm saying? Been open since 2009. You can't close them, right? So it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. You know, this is just a slight, you know, 5% rescind when, you know, we're still up net 50 on the year. So it's pretty cool, right? Let's see. We'll do one more. I haven't heard about that. Let me look this up. It said Alphium. See, I gotta relearn a lot of these coins. So what is Alphium? A new paradigm. Yeah, I gotta go watch a video on this. Yeah, I'm not sure what the technology of Alphium is, ALPHEUM, but I can look that up. You want to give me a quick run through on the chat? But say, for example, you know, any given coin, insert coin here. This is my research methodology. Like, first thing I do, I get on their website. Nothing really jumped out at me from there. So I'm like, all right, well, what do you guys do? What do the economy look like? First thing I do is type in coin market cap, right? Boom, boom. And normally it says like the rank. Was this thing ranked? It is ranked number 477. That's not bad. Top 500, means it has value. It's got $58 million liquidity, so it's got some money in there. What markets does it sit on is another thing I look at. That's right down there. And it still doesn't have $1 million liquidity a day. Like any coin I'm going to be serious about putting money onto, I would like to see $1 million a day or more on any given platform. That way I know like the price is going to be held consistent. Because you could get one or two whales to pump and dump, a couple 100,000 on any given exchange on any given day and throw off the entire circulation and economy. So that's one thing, and that's kind of why you could see like the price difference right there, even on $100,000 liquidity, you still paying, what's that, like a 4% premium, right? That's almost $1,000 on 22. That's like 3.5%, right? And I think given that, so ALPH, ALPH. Anybody else used to like ALPH? I guess if I do a video on this, then I'll put the ALPH puppet on there. This is what it looks like. It's not too bad. It's kind of like Ripple, it's a lot like Ripple. I would still say wait. You have these charts that are just beat down like this, like, yeah, it's nice to say, oh, but if and when it does that, but there's coins on Wall Street right now that still haven't recovered since the Great Recession, and so I think you don't know which is going to be which. Like, not all of the crypto coins are going to be winners. Top 500 is a pretty good start, but when you got 3 years of down and nothing in the middle, that means Wall Street hasn't put their money back into this coin yet. So, I like to follow the money. I would say if I'm going to speculate on this one, I would probably look at that price right there. And that's where you want to buy it above, right? Because again, the general idea is once you start to hit some of those highs that were localized on the way down, right? Then you start to reduce your time needed to move back higher, right? Because again, water flows both ways. Flows down, flows up, right? So we just wait till time's on our side and the momentum of the market is back behind us. But this thing is net negative for the better part of like all year, which means money is essentially leaving it, going into better, more viable methods for profitability, right? So again, just try to follow the money as much as possible. I think that's what our methodology does better than anything. Doesn't let you get on an island by yourself, only unless you want to be there. If that's where you want to be, like, okay, it's fine. Wall Street's over here, hedge fund managers over here, day traders over here. You go over there. That's fine. That's fine. Good luck to you, right? So there you go. Let me see. But yeah, I gotta get back in these streets. And then, oh yeah, if you're in the chat, shout out your city. What state you in, where you repping. I'll show you guys some love real quick. And then Chrono. Oh, is that crypto.com? Did they change their name again? Yeah, they did. I don't want to talk about them. Sorry. I talked about them a lot before. They killed that whole economy. Like, they made me so mad. Like, I'm not going to show them no love no time soon. Like, this don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. I'm not even going to jump on it over here. Like, I'm not going to do that right now. They going to have to pay me some more money if they want me to endorse that coin. And then they had to act like it didn't happen. Like, it's a girlfriend. Like, no, you got to delete all your pictures of me. Like, hold on. I thought you loved me. Anyway, what's next? Zcash. There we go. All right, let's jump on Zcash. I ain't seen Zeke in a minute. Uh-oh. Also, one thing, I know we have new people, come across these videos randomly. One thing you always want to do when you're evaluating these coins, make sure you are trading for Bitcoin. If I showed you Zcash to the dollar, it would look completely different. And that's why you don't want to trade for dollars. Right? That's completely different. One of the things I learned at a very, very early age is that Bitcoin beats dollars 90% of the time. So as long as you can accumulate more Bitcoin, you will be very, very, very well off as a result, right? That being said, yeah, coins like this, when they just kind of fall off that cliff, it's like the money that was in them. It's like Wall Street has just showed you that they don't have their money actively circulating into this coin. They did for a minute, and they were trying to save it, probably right there. And that was probably some venture capitalist fund, and then they ran the numbers and they like, we've been holding up the Zcash economy for 18 months. What do we have to show for it? Nothing. Pull it out. And it's down, right? So I would say no on this one, like not right now. It's probably another 3 or 4 months away, and that's why I'm gonna have to really put some legwork into developing this methodology, because these coins are like multi-month acquisitions now. I think it was nice when we could jump in and out of a trade in 2 or 3 days and make 20-30%, but I don't see that happening as another viable, path for sustainability. I think I'd rather have 8% in a month than 12% in a week. You know what I'm saying? Because that 12%, the minute they pull it, is going to go back down, and you could be upside down. It could go back down 16%, to oversell it to make up for it. So, I think that's one of the things you're starting to realize with a maturing market is that it's better to be slow and methodical and accurate and precise, like a snake when it's coiled up, like it knows it only got like maybe 1 or 2 strikes in it, right? If it don't hit whatever is hitting with 2 strikes, it's in trouble, so it'll wait to the perfect moment and then with everything in its body just, right, and take it down. So I think that's when we see opportunities like this, we really just want to wait it out, until that money comes back in, gets confident, start to create 2 local highs. Once you get something like that, and then it comes right back up to that level, right over there, like if we would have broke out right there, boom, boom, 9 out of 10 times it'd do something like that, right? But you see, it made the choice to go the other way, which is fine. Like, we don't necessarily care which way it goes. We just want to rest assured that the momentum will continue moving it that way, right? It's like I don't really care if like I walk up to a door and that door is open or it's closed. It don't matter. At least I know what my options are after I view that event. You see what I'm saying? And I can make a better informed decision as a result, right? And that's all you want to do. I think that's what the boss method does better than anything. It polarizes the data, good or bad, up or down, buy or sell. And even if you stay in the middle, you really don't lose. You just don't win as fast. Sometimes when you stay in the middle, it's good because now that's a safe hedge. Your money's still active in the market and it's not taking a loss. So it helps you to do that as well, right? All right, cool. Well, thank you very much, guys. I only see one person, Solana. I'll do a video on Solana. That's going to be a breakout one. Look for that probably in the next couple days or so. Columbia, South Carolina, my man Panther Swaggle, the only one shouted himself out. So shout out to you down there, Columbia, South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Good to have you in the building. Thank you, everybody. Again, remember the free communities that we do have available for you. #1 Bitcoin group, #1 on Bitcoin. Type it into Telegram. I'll put both of those links in the description for you. And we are going to have a profit package coming up hopefully tomorrow. So if you want to jump in on that, you can see what other coins we do have available for you that should be making some real deal money in the next upcoming cycle. So cool. Thank you very much, everybody. With that being said, it's that time of the day. Signing out. Bows. Boy BK, no matter where you stay. Brazil to Bay, California. all the way back out through Germany. Good night, good morning, and good day. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your time. Hit that thumbs up button for a player one time. Do that for me if you appreciate mine. Till we meet again, stay cryptic, y'all. Peace.
Boss. Huh.